Ladies and gentlemen, will you please stand, remove your hats for the presentation of colors by the Fargo Public Schools Air Force Junior ROTC under the direction of Colonel Stephen Muse and Chief Master Sergeant James Gibson. The color guard team is commanded by Cadet Carson Molinen, Cadet Faith Hansen Bittner, Cadet Kenneth Karger, Cadet Adelaide Bakken. The national anthem will be sung by the Fargo South Concert Choir Seniors under the direction of Mrs. Sarah Lichtblau. Please remain standing until the colors have been retired.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated.
Good evening, Bruins, family, and friends. My name is Michael Vasicek, and welcome to the 2023 graduation commencement ceremony. I'd like to start first and foremost by thanking everyone who made today possible. From all the family and people in our lives who have always been there to support us, from changing our diapers and spending countless hours driving us to practices and helping with homework, to maybe even frantically helping iron our graduation gowns this morning, as well as to the teachers and faculty who see us day in and day out and have devoted their lives to our education and who have been there for us through the good times and bad. Without them, none of us would be here today or know anything about the joy that is trigonometry. Also, to the faculty of Fargo Public Schools and the Fargo Dome, who helped put together this event and made it possible for us to have this ceremony. As we celebrate our hard work and accomplishments of the last 4 years today, let us not forget that today represents so much more than a simple piece of paper or a number to represent your academic success. Today is a day to celebrate hours of hard work devoted to studying, practicing for sports and clubs, and the incredible progress we have made as students and as people, as well as how in our time at South, we have shown how we are kind, compassionate, and how we care to change the world. So now, as we head off in different directions, some of us into the workforce, some to college, and for those of us who have no idea where life will take us, sorry, Mom. Let us not forget these qualities which have helped us to succeed here as Bruins. Our kindness and empathy for others, as well as our inclusivity and determination, are things that will not be lost upon this graduating class. And so I am pleased to welcome our first speaker of the evening, who has exhibited all of these qualities in an outstanding way. Next year, she plans to attend MSUM for pre-medicine. She has attended the New York Times photojournalism program, where she was not only the only person representing North Dakota, as well as Afghanistan, but had her photo go on to win over 2,000 other contestants, and even featured in the Fargo Forum. She's even bilingual. Please welcome Hadiya Fermand.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. I would like to welcome each and every one of you for joining us today. It's my great pleasure to stand before you as we celebrate the culmination of Class of 23's high school journey. Dear graduates and fellow classmates, today is a day of celebration, a day that marks the end of one journey in our lives and the beginning of a new one. On this journey, we worked hard and made beautiful memories together. I'm sure that each and every one of us had our own unique story of how we got here. For some of us, this journey has been a long and difficult one. For others, this journey has been more straightforward. No matter how we got here, one thing is certain. We have all faced numerous obstacles and faced many setbacks. We learned about new subjects, new sports, new cultures, and most importantly, we have all made mistakes and learned from our mistakes together. The experiences that we have shared at Fargo South High as Bruins has shaped our identities, and for that, we should all be incredibly grateful. As we move forward into the world, I urge us to embrace the opportunities that come our way. We should take risks, try new things, and don't be afraid to fail. And remember that failure is not the opposite of success. It's often a necessary step on the path to achieve our goals. I also want to remind all of us that this is not the end, it's just the beginning of a new chapter in our lives. There will be ups and downs, victories and setbacks, but remember that we have the support of our families, our friends, and our community behind us. We should lean on them when we need to and be there for them when they need us. Now I would like to take every one of you to where and how my journey has started. I was born in Afghanistan, a country known for its ongoing wars. As a little girl, I always dreamed of going to school abroad, but growing up in Afghanistan, it wasn't an option. The constant fighting and danger made it impossible for me to get a proper education, but one day my life changed forever. My family and I were among the lucky few who were able to be evacuated from the war zone Afghanistan when our government collapsed on August of 2021. After nearly dying in a deadly explosion which took the lives of 13 American soldiers and hundreds of other Afghans, I arrived in the United States with nothing but few clothes on my backpack and the dream of studying in the United States to create a better future for myself. I started school in Fargo South High, and it was a whole new world for me. I was amazed at how many opportunities were available here. I worked hard to learn English and threw myself into my studies. At first, it was a struggle. I was not used to a different way of learning, and I sometimes felt overwhelmed by the new culture and customs, but I was determined to succeed. Over time, I made friends, joined clubs, and discovered my passion. I love science, and I dream of becoming a doctor one day, just like my father. I will spend countless hours studying and work hard so I can give back to millions of other girls in Afghanistan and all over the world who don't have the right to have an education. I can proudly attest to the fact that not a single day has gone by where Afghanistan or the rights of Afghan girls have not been a topic of discussion at Fargo South. Our school has been a source of hope and inspiration for many, where we learn about bravery, strength, and resilience of Afghan girls in a book called "1,000 Splendid Suns" in 10th grade. And I'm honored to be a part of this broad-minded school. I know that my journey has not been an easy one, and I want to thank my family, my wonderful parents, and my 3 supportive brothers. Thank you for being there whenever I needed you. I would also like to thank my 3 biggest supporters at Fargo South High: Miss Nicole Allen, Mr. Jason Swear, and Miss Courtney Johnson, and all other teachers and mentors at Fargo South and from Afghanistan for supporting me and believing in me. I wouldn't be standing here without your love and support. Finally, the day has come for me and you fellow graduates to get our diplomas from high school. As we will walk across the stage with cap and gown, we will feel a sense of pride and accomplishment that we have never felt before. Our family will be there to cheer us on, and we know that they're proud of us, and we should be proud of ourselves too. Now, I would like to finish off by a quote from my hero, my father, who sacrificed everything for his family. "Fear is the biggest sin there is, because fear, just like limits, are often just an illusion. Congratulations and best of luck for all of our future endeavors." Thank you very much.
Thank you, Hadiya. Our next speaker stands at a towering 5'6". She was voted most likely to win a Grammy and plans to major in music education at NDSU next year. She doesn't even have a sense of smell, so join me in welcoming our very own Felicity Suda.
Good afternoon. My name is Felicity Suda, and I'm a member of the class of 2023 at Fargo South High. If you came up to me and asked me what do, I would tell you that I'm in theater and choir, and I might tell you I was on the improv troupe if you didn't look like a judgmental person. You're all going to hear endless thank yous and congratulations over the next few weeks, so I won't use my short time I have up here with more of them. Instead, I would like to take you through the biggest development you've had in the past 12 years, the development that has happened in your brain. Through 12 years of elementary, middle, and high school, you learn about math, science, history, and English. And although we did learn about all of those things, most of our biggest takeaways of school have been lessons in love, patience, tolerance, and dedication. And just like how learning about math, science, history, and English are supposed to prepare you for the real world, how do lessons in character prepare you from your future? From ages 6 to 10, your brain is already 90 to 95% the size of an adult brain, and it now develops socially. From preteen to teenage years, your brain is developing skills in logical thinking, complex problem solving, and emotional intelligence. You also find your individual hobbies and interests. The people that surround you help to create experiences that shape your individuality. A combination of your classmates, family, and community create circumstances that are completely unique. And these circumstances change your neurological chemistry, for better or for worse. Going through difficult experiences alters your hippocampus and prefrontal cortex, creating difficulties in emotional regulation and memory. But it also affects your character. Your experiences, both positive and negative, create your individual story. A story only you can tell, and a story only you can learn from. I'm not going to stand up here and tell you a story about a difficult time I've been through. I'm not going to stand up here in front of hundreds of my friends, family, and community members and talk about how difficult it was moving here from Nebraska. partly because I didn't move here from Nebraska, but mostly because I didn't walk up here to talk about me. I want to talk about all of us. Not just Fargo South's class of 2023 and the incredible people I have had the honor of knowing in our community, but all the students in all our world. Each one of us has lived a unique life filled with unique experiences, and without those experiences, we wouldn't be here today. I like to picture life like one of those choose-your-own adventure books. My father has a lot of these books. The story is determined by the reader choosing what the main character does. For instance, after entering the forest, you can choose to follow the path by turning to the next page, or you can risk cutting through the thick forestry by skipping to page 43. Each reader's experience is unique, and just like life, only you can make those decisions. The book put you in the forest, but now you choose your route. The education system put you in Fargo South, but from here on out, you make your own choices. Now, this simple analogy doesn't account for the infinite decisions and infinite endings that a life can have that a book cannot, but I still think this analogy helps to describe that there are some things you cannot control, like being in the forest, but there are many things that you can control. I said I wasn't going to tell you a personal story, but I do implore you to remember your own stories. Recall those moments that were difficult to get through. Relive those moments that you miss. Reflect on those moments that you regret. I'm not talking about those embarrassing moments that play in your head at 4 a.m. on a random Tuesday. I'm talking about the moments that changed your story. The moments that made your reading experience different than any other reader's experience. The moment that changed the way your hippocampus and prefrontal cortex think. The moments that changed your development. While we were learning about math, science, history, and English, we were learning even more by living moment to moment. What did you learn from each moment, and what can you continue to learn from moments past? I recall the loss of a much-desired role in a musical. It taught me to work harder to earn the opportunities that I have. I relive dancing in the women's dressing room before a show. It taught me to cherish the people you love while you still can. And I reflect on not being there for a friend who was struggling with their mental health. It taught me to support everyone, even because you never know what they're going through. And I imagine if you asked me 2 years from now what those moments are, I might point you to this moment right here. Sometimes you have no idea that these moments are happening right in front of your eyes, and sometimes it feels impossible not to let every day pass exactly like the rest have passed before. And don't get me wrong, there absolutely will be days with no memorable qualities, and some days may be so difficult that you can only think of the future while dreading the present. It becomes second nature to speak negatively about a circumstance. It would be easy to say, I don't want to choose a path. I never asked to be in the forest in the first place. To which I might reply, I suppose you could not choose and remain on this page of the book forever, but I imagine that might be worse than your current options. American writer and political activist Upton Sinclair wrote this line in arguably his most famous book, The Jungle. Quote, "You might complain, but you would get nothing for your pains but a ruined evening." End quote. And I see our generation of students, a generation of individuals whose brains have developed in the fastest-paced world our planet has seen yet. Our generation will never have to wait for mom to get off the landline so we can call our friends. Our generation might not recognize the sound of dial-up internet, and our generation might be the death of driving stick shift. And as a result of this fast-paced world, we have become very good at complaining. I urge you, class of 2023, when moments become tedious or difficult, persevere and remain positive. Because we have all inherited so much, good and bad, and we have all been through so many circumstances, positive and negative. But we are only on page 43 of our story, and our brains will still be developing into our mid-20s. This is a beginning, not an ending. You may be moving away from your classmates, your friends, your family, your community. But in this fast-paced world, you'll never be more than a phone call away. And I would bet money that wherever you go, there's another community right there for you. Fargo South's class of 2023 and graduates all over the world may be inserting a page break to end this chapter, but the next chapter begins with the words, "Congratulations, class of 2023. You've come so far, and you will go so much further." Congratulations to all my fellow classmates. I wish you all the best of luck.
Thank you, Felicity. Well, it's the moment you've all been waiting for. Our next speaker claims he can do a backflip off of a diving board, although I'll need to see it to believe it. It's Dr. Todd Birch.
Thank you, Michael. I think we'll leave the diving to Oscar Francis, diver from Fargo South swim team, who took the honors this year as the #1 diver in the state. So I'm going to certainly defer to him. Good evening, everyone. I also welcome graduates, parents, guardians, family members, and friends. It is a pleasure to have you present today to celebrate the academic accomplishments of the Fargo South class of 2023. In 1967, South High opened their doors for the first time. Today, we are celebrating the 55th class that has graduated from South High, and we continue to uphold a tradition of excellence. I begin by expressing my thanks and gratitude to the parents, the guardians, and family members for the encouragement and support provided to the graduates throughout their years of education and activity involvement. They would not be here today if it was not for your love, support, and encouragement. Another group of people that deserve recognition and many thanks are all our graduates' teachers and staff. Most recently and importantly are the teachers and staff of Fargo South High School. At this time, would the South High staff and teachers and any other elementary or middle school Bruin teachers please stand up? Would you please recognize them with me? Thank you. Graduates, my final message is brought to you by the letters DYK and U, shorthand for text messaging. I might as well join you. Let's begin with DYK, or did you know? Let's DYK fun facts about the class of 2023. First, the class of 2023 has obtained the highest percentage of graduates being choice ready, a double-digit improvement from last year. Volunteer hours, you have recorded over 3,500 hours, and I am positive this number is low, and I encourage you to continue to give your time, talents, and resources. 2 impressive class service projects that you've been a part of are Feed My Starving Children and our prank activity known as People Really Appreciate Nice Kids, as we worked with and introduced our future elementary Bruins to the Bruin Way. Over 80% of the members of this class were involved in activities during their years at South. Members of this class were part of over 100 color guards, presenting the colors before the national anthem at Fargo Public School athletic, non-athletic, and community events. Your efforts collected thousands of pounds of food for Fill the Dome. You fed not only families in Fargo, but also families in North Dakota communities. Both Bruin boys and girls hockey earned state championships this year. Members of the class of 2023 were successful at earning hundreds of stars at regional and state music competitions. Also, there were several participants that earned outstanding performances. You had the pleasure of learning from Fargo Public School Teacher of the Year and Cass County Teacher of the Year, Mrs. Sarah Lichtblau. We can congratulate her and wish her well as she is a finalist for the North Dakota Teacher of the Year. Many of you also worked with the North Dakota Council of the Year. Congratulations to Vanessa Boehm. Members of the Knowledge Bowl team were EDC Olympic champions and also placed second at state. The class of 2023 earned over $1.2 million for scholarships that were submitted to us. Very impressive. Individual accomplishments included a National Merit finalist, Doodle for Google finalist, a finalist for the School of New York Times Photo Challenge, AP Scholars, winning and breaking the state 4x2 boys relay not once but twice this year, and also winning the 4x4 meter relay. And there are many, many, many other successes. I am very proud of your individual and class accomplishments, knowing that there are many that did not get mentioned. Did you know that there are also no two members of the class of 2023 that are exactly alike, even though there are 7 sets of twins and 1 set of triplets graduating today? A former spectacular speaker talked about the importance of tags, T-A-G-S, talents, abilities, gifts, and skills. I'm excited for each of you to discover, develop, and utilize your tags to achieve and become what no one else can be except you. That would be the letter U each time you text it now. And that is the best version of you. What does that mean exactly? Each one of you will have to answer that question for yourself. The best project that you will ever work on is you. Be cautious of the trap of comparing. There will always be somebody that has more or can do more. I am confident that between your experiences, time with your parents, and time as a South High Bruin, you have a successful foundation to be the guide on your trail that you will travel or blaze. What an amazing time of your life. Life doesn't start now that you graduate. Life becomes a lot more interesting, challenging, and demanding after you graduate, but you are ready. The Dalai Lama said, the goal is not to be better than the other man, but your previous self. In a nutshell, challenge yourself to be better today than yesterday. Embrace success, but always take time to learn from failure, for failures are responsible for successes. It has been the pleasure of the faculty, staff, administration of South High to prepare, encourage, inspire, and motivate you to earn another rite of passage, and that's your high school diploma. Graduates, maximize your tags and become the best version of yourself as you strive for excellence and do so with Bruin class. I leave you with a quote from Jimmy Cassis. He says, expecting excellence from yourself is a choice. Striving for excellence each day is a lifestyle. Congratulations. Let me hear it. Once a Bruin. Thank you. Before I certify the South High class of 2023, it is my pleasure to say thank you to Dr. Gandhi for his leadership as the superintendent of Fargo Schools. And also thank our Fargo Public School board members, Seth Holden and Katie Christensen, for their service and also for awarding diplomas this evening. At this time, I certify that the students in the Fargo South High class of 2023 that are about to receive their diplomas have met all requirements that have been established by the Fargo Board of Education and the the North Dakota Department of Public Instruction. At this time, if the first row would stand up, please, and make their way to the stage. As the students are making their way to the stage, would anyone here today who is a graduate of South High please stand? Would anyone who is a graduate of Fargo Public Schools please stand? And if you are here to celebrate the accomplishments of a graduate of the Bruin class of 2023, please stand. I believe we're ready for diplomas.
Maya Arstead. Jama Abdirman. Darjan Abdullah. Olivia Abel. Ramla Ali. Ali Al-Shabari. Prince Omar Ali Ahmed. Ryan Anderson. Bailey Anderson. Nevaeh Anderson. Glenelyn Andren. Erkoi Anoka. Elizabeth Artek. Morgan Axness. Callie Bokal. McKenna Bessler. Carson Bevel. Cade Byer. Adam Bifford. Cohen Bierke. Elijah Bjorgard. Malachi Bjorgard. Jessica Bugstead. Evan Booth. Aiden Burke. Bo Brotherson. Tristan Brown. Chase Bry. Ella Burns. Riley Burrow. Rylan Byer. Tyler Christensen. Tatiana Sine. Amela Cipranik. Leo Clark. Chesson Coleman. Jada Concha. Emma Dalby. Jade Dauphiné. Nicholas Dawson. Nikita Dangi. Landon Dawkin. Toby Donahue. Carter Eberhardt. Riley Ellenson. Bethany Ellis. Anthony Erickson. Natalie Evenson. Cage Everson. Hadiya Furman. Catherine Fair. Dorsa Fere Dunbor. Aurora Fevig. Aubrey Franick. Jordan French. James Gaydon. Genevieve Gard. Philemon Ghebreyesus. Aaliyah Gracia. Selah Gran. Dean Grant. Michael Grensteiner. Tanner Hamilton. Keegan Hansen. Riley Hernandez. Jace Heelman. Olivia Holm. Catherine Hopp. Grace Hasselton. Madeline Haas. Xander Heelsbeck. Ian Humbrocht. Madison Jackson. Chloe Jevney. Denise Jang. Justice Johnson. Tate Johnson. Zane Johnson. Kamisa Jock. Samuel Kane. Cora Calvada. Miata Conason. Kaya Kariuki. Samuel Kabulu. Isaac Kelly. Audrey Kikbo. Max Kirkaby. Samani Kiza. Tyler Klockner. Allison Closey. Jocelyn Knight. Oceana Colmus. Amelia Komrosky. Connor Komrosky. Jasmine Kruger. Mason Kuhn. William Locker. Charlie Larson. Gracie Larson. Samuel Larson. Ruby Lenhart. Parker Liedall. Max Lease. Marcus Lofton. Marquette Lofton. Adelina Magitek. William Merole Steffen. Marissa Martel. Sierra Martin. Mila Mathern Jacobson. Jacqueline Mon. Braden McAllister. Jameson Messmer. Cabot Mitchell. Zamzam Mohammed. Nirjala Monger. Anis Muge. Bridget Morgan. Connor Morgan. Maddox Morless. Jackson Moreau. Camden Myers. Carson Noss. David Nelson. Ella Nelson. Tyler Nielsen. Colin Osby. Ashish Podel. Asher Pridgeon. Tristan Quibell. Patrick Rock. Kabita Ray. Nathan Rato. Lauren Reeder. Dawson Rye. Logan Rentz. Jackson Ringette. Jocelyn Rodacker Williamson. Dawson Rosenberg. Francis Ross. Aubrey Rudolph. Jaime Rueda. Andrew Rustaback. Trekker Sar. Dawson Sanis. Jasmine Schaefer. Jacob Schwingler. Dylan Sebesta. Drew Shambaugh. Joey Smith. Pasquale Smith. Aaron Sorum. McKenna Sular. Emmanuel Spy. Luniva Suba. Alex Such. Felicity Suda. Ella Sunheim. Alex Tagert. Bashal Tamang. Sierra Tia. Sarah Tora Telke. Jared Tesh. Benjamin Thielman. Nathan Thielman. Zachary Thomason. Michaela Tollerud. Alexandra Chaganelius. Nicoletta Chaganelius. Ryder Alschmid. Mateo Upshaw. Valine Valdez. Michael Vasicek. Anasia Visor. Zachary Volk. Daniel Vu. Marissa Wachala. Leah Ward. DeAndre Watson. Aaron Wilkinson. Noah Willie. Alexander Winiger. Ava Wing. Braden Wolf. Jager Rolstead. Savannah Whitchick. Randell Yancey. Sunday Way Yarmeadow. Gage Zimmerman. Hannah Zimmerman.
Would you please join me in a round of applause for the graduates from Fargo South High School's class of 2023. At this time, the concert choir, under the direction of Miss Sarah Lickblau, will now sing benediction.
Shine warm upon your
Well, it looks like this is it for me. But not without first giving one last welcome to our final speaker of the evening. Next year, he will be attending NDSU for chemistry, and in his time at South, everyone will tell you that his kindness always lights up the room, and he is always there for anyone who ever needed a caring heart. Please give one last welcome to Sam Kane.
Well, we did it. It's time to celebrate the end of our successful high school careers. It's the end of the graduation ceremony, so I will keep this brief, because for some of us it is past our bedtime. While it is the end of high school, as said before, it is also the beginning of our journeys. We are moving on to the next stage of our life. Our paths may be different moving forward, but they are all important. The past 13 years have prepared us academically, shaped our worldviews, helped us develop relationship and time management skills, plus responsibility for ourselves and each other. We are also still growing. Even after all that has happened over these years, we've made memories together in all the activities, clubs, and electives that are offered at South High. And now it may sound sentimental, but I'm grateful for all the options we have been able to choose from and participate in. Because with these opportunities, we have been able to grow and adapt together. We were freshmen when the pandemic hit, and that changed our lives. With it, it brought change and challenges. It changed how we learned and how we socialized. But it also gave us time to be introspective and learn to be aware of our emotional needs. As we continue to adjust to the new normal, I wanted to leave you all, not just my fellow seniors, with a final thought. Stay true to who you are. Be proud of who you are and know how much you have grown. Know that you will continue to develop. Know where you have come from and pursue where you are going. Have confidence in who you are and what you do, and be happy with what you have done, and look forward to what you will accomplish. Embrace change, be flexible and nimble, as more change is to come. But above all, stay true to yourself. Some of us are moving on to college to continue education. Others of us are going into the military to serve our country, and some may be joining the work world. No matter what path we choose, we are all needed in this world. To cultivate you need to follow your strengths. Utilize them. Pursue your passions. Don't sit back and wait and let life pass you by. The world needs us more now than ever. Let that sink in. It's not meant to make you feel stressed. It's meant to make you feel needed. Follow your dreams. That little voice inside that keeps saying, "Hey, what about this?" Listen to it. Use your curiosity to your advantage. There are extensive pathways to choose from. Teachers, doctors, trade professions, the military, scientists, nurses, farmers, engineers, musicians, artists, we are all needed. When you utilize your strengths and follow your passions, you will find fulfillment. You know you best. Trust yourself and go after your dreams, and don't be afraid to take a chance. Before I end, I would like to leave you all with a quote by Maya Angelou that means a lot to me. You alone are enough. You have nothing to prove to anybody. We are all enough, so stay true to yourself and believe to you. Now, it is my pleasure to present to you all the class of 2023. So everyone, my graduates, please stand up. And please turn and remove your tassels from your cap. And hats off, class of 2023.